WTF! Wagwan, I'm Ross from Cultaholic.com. You are my sexual wank pheasants, and yes, there has been a slight oversight with my wardrobe today. I have my brand new Happy Rusev Day shirt on, and of course the green clashes with our green screen. So I've got this rather fetching Cultaholic hoodie on. Head over to Cultaholic.com and buy one of these now. Forget about all that though, it's that bastard time of the week once again where I take a look at all of the WTF moments from SmackDown Live. As we all know, the fake pyro noise in Kane's entrance on Raw these days is an absolute abomination. Therefore, AJ Styles' fake pyro noise, which debuted last night, isn't an abomination, it's an abomination. Now, I know we as wrestling fans are famed for living in our mother's basement and giving ourselves one too many Carl Hendersons, if you know what I'm talking about, but because of this, do WWE actually think we're blind? The way the camera cuts to a wider shot just after the noise to give the impression that we've just missed the explosion out of shot is as if Kevin Dunn has just bent us all over and done Norman Smiley's wiggle all over our candy asses. So a year ago yesterday, Chris Jericho won the United States Championship from Roman Reigns in a handicap match with Kevin Owens as his partner. So you pick up Chris Jericho, you put him on a Japanese shelf. You pick up the United States Championship, you put that on a vacant shelf. You pick up Roman Reigns and you put him in a bastard kennel. You fill the places with AJ Styles, the WWE Championship, and Sami Zayn, and what do you get? The exact same thing. That's right, bringing back another blast from the past. New era, same old Tom Phillips face fornicating the poo out of yet another line on commentary when he claimed in that handicap match at the Royal Rumble that Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn will be tagging in and out of the ring like good boys do. Do you even watch the graps, bro? Now I know, I guess it's hard to see your iPad when you're on a plane when you've got a raging stiffy right in front of the screen, but Tom Phillips, cast your mind back to 1 year and 1 night ago where Chris Jericho won that United States Championship. He and Kevin Owens were supposed to tag in and out of the ring then, and they didn't, and the same thing will happen with Sami and Kevin because they're a pair of Canadians. Not a pair of bastards, just a pair of Canadians, and we mustn't like them because they are Canadians. And next up we have Byron Saxton actually making a valid point, which of course is probably the biggest WTF moment in the history of WTF moments, when he questioned how General Manager Daniel Bryan can actually make such a match with Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn taking on AJ Styles for the championship at the Rumble. Now, if WWE's program has taught us anything since the brand split, it's taught us that Shane McMahon is a lying, power-hungry, sweaty, delusional dad, and that the commissioner's word always outweighs the general manager's. Daniel Bryan is the GM, Shane McMahon is the commissioner. Why doesn't Shane McMahon just throw his arse chin about a bit and change the match? Because he has all the right in the world to. But of course, it is just another example to us all of WWE changing the narrative just so it suits them there. And next up we have AJ Styles, and the moment he said that he was just trying to be sarcastic, proving that he doesn't understand how WWE works. As I mentioned last week, WWE is a place where you do not do something or say something that you would not do when the cameras are rolling. Just look at Tommy Dreamer quite literally drinking out of urinals back in day to see what I'm talking about there. AJ Styles said he wanted a handicap match against Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn, and by damn it, pal, you got one. It was me Vince McMahon, that. AJ Styles making a massive whoopsie just like Booker T did when he singled out Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn for being professionals. How can you just single out two professional wrestlers on a professional wrestling show as being professionals when the rest of the bloody show, they're professionals as well? You're all professional wrestlers. It's called professional wrestling. You go to wrestling school, you get your degree in wrestling, or your B-Tech if you're Jamie Noble. Before becoming a professional, this was just an example of AJ Styles taking a Triple H shovel and shoving it straight up the rest of the roster's cabriolet. AJ Styles this time mistaken an arena half full of fans, they say SmackDown Live, remember, for a basement with one of those banners on the wall that is being made by Microsoft Paint, when he said that having a handicap match for the championship at the Rumble is not smart booking. Is that a phrase that should be used in kayfabe? I don't think so, sassy bitch. He sounds like one of us moaners and groaners, which leads me to say that on behalf of everyone here at Cultaholic.com, Uncle Al, if you fancy a job here, let one know, we'll sort something out. Back with Tom Phillips, who once again face fornicated the poo out of yet another line on commentary when he said that Shane McMahon is indeed the man that runs the show. If that's so, Tom, why doesn't Shane McMahon just throw his arse chin into the mix and change the handicap match for the Royal Rumble since he's so upset by its presence? I feel like I'm the only one asking this question. Why am I the only one asking this question?
I'm your real dad, and I'm the best wrestler in the world.
Byron Saxton is French. How else would you explain the fact that he says challenge Charlotte as challenge Charlotte? And this is great because a shallot is a small bulb that resembles an onion. As we all know, the French have a fetish for garlic, and when you squint, a bulb of garlic and a bulb of onion look exactly the same, so it all makes complete sense. So Charlotte and Bobby Roode are Team Hallelujah, according to Corey Graves, and according to Byron Saxton, they are going to be called the Robe Warriors. Team Hallelujah, Robe Warriors. Figures to be up. And one thing to mention while we're talking about Bobby Woo is the fact that he got his entrance, Charlotte got her entrance, Naomi got her elaborate entrance, but Zack Ryder, who actually had a match against Mojo Rawley, he didn't get an entrance at all. How is that fair? Woo woo woo. Nobody gives a crap about you, Zack Ryder. And speaking of Bobby Woo, if he is not wrestling and has no intention to wrestle, why on earth is he in his robe and his full gear underneath? Is he actually that wrestler who dresses in his attire in his everyday life? Christ, I think we've found him.
Made a grave mistake, Corey.
Now I get what Corey Graves was trying to do here, putting the Ascension over to make the Bludgeon Brothers' victory over the Ascension seem a bit better than it actually is. But Corey Graves, calling the Ascension successful, you do not mean that, and I know you don't. You know you don't. Yes, they are still somehow the longest reigning NXT Tag Team Champions in the history of the entire world, but not long after they were promoted to the main roster, JBL and other old bastards quite literally got their willies out and slapped them around the face, and they haven't recovered from that since. Corey Graves, you went too far. Now when I saw Corey Graves shout black magic towards Byron Saxton, my arsehole started to twitch like a rabbit's nose. Then I realised he was talking about the Usos tomfoolery last week, so my arsehole started to pulsate like a little jellyfish. Oh my god. Tom Phillips comparing the mixed match challenge to the Austin McMahon feud is like comparing peas pudding to a bloody lovely bacon sandwich. A turd to some Lindt chocolate balls, stick in your mouth and suck them. Or something else that is an absolute leg end compared to something fresh, unproven, and something that is destined not to live up to the hype of the thing it's being compared to. Jesus, what we got there. Now somebody must have slipped Tom Phillips a blue pill or two before SmackDown Live went on the air, because he is face fornicating the poo out of any line that moves on commentary on SmackDown Live, with no remorse either. This time he compares Gable and Benjamin rightly having the tag team titles taken away from them last week to Daniel Bryan's bare strugs against the Authority back in the day. I mean, no, that's like comparing Asda's toilet paper to the luxurious stuff that little puppy dogs like to play with. One's a lot harsher than the other, but they're still both covered in Daniel Bryan, massive hypocrite. Shane McMahon has corrupted the mind of the human embodiment of unicorns on planet Earth. What a monster Shane McMahon is. First of all, he starts off by coming out and saying that the referee's word is final. If that was the case, then Chad Gable and Shelton Benjamin would be the new SmackDown Live Tag Team Champions, because their referee assigned to that match ended that match when they wrongfully won. And then he lies. He claims that last week the referee just went backstage, realised he made a massive whoopsie, came back out and restarted the match. That is not what happened whatsoever. As we all know, a second referee came out, told the first referee that he had indeed made a massive whoopsie in a finish that created the biggest plot hole since the bastard Grand Canyon, which is a hole in a plot of land. Chad Gable saying there was ecstasy flowing through his and Shelton Benjamin's veins probably wasn't the wisest thing to do when you stood on national television in front of the entire world. He might as well have popped a couple of cowies right there and then maybe even lit a fat biff to enjoy your suspension, lads. You've earned it. More WWE superstars fall into the same trap. How hard is it to understand that you do not say you can do something that you are not willing to do on television? Chad Gable, the latest culprit. Gable this time asked Daniel Bryan if the thing they had to do was beat the Usos twice in one night, and wouldn't you just know it, Daniel Bryan made a 2 out of 3 falls match for the championships at the Rumble. Gable sort of looked like that, didn't he? Bit like that. You've only got yourself to blame, Chad, but at least we're going to see that match. It should be lovely, lovely, lovely. No, it's bad news Barrett all over again. My bane spirit animal Rusev is over as Rover, as a babyface on this Rusev Day, yet WWE don't seem to be happy. Why else would babyfaces be telling fans to put down their hot dogs and cakes, insinuating they are fat, worthless Geordies? You can just see what's going to happen, can't you? They're going to kill Rusev Day, even though they're making bare coin off t-shirt sales, just because it isn't the direction they wanted to go in. Don't let them get any more heelish, WWE. Let them fly, let the angels they are. As we all know, the organic stuff is always the best stuff. And next up, we have the moment where the fashion police cancelled Rusev Day. Everybody please rise and stand for the toning of the bell 10 times in memory of this Rusev Day. You didn't think I was going to really do that, did you? First of all, Daniel Bryan watching television like a normal human being, WTF. Second of all, Daniel Bryan harping on about how Breezango connect with the WWE Universe seconds after a match where the WWE Universe were only chanted at my bay and my spirit animal. He's got to be taking the piss, hasn't he? I tell you what, Breezango's pop was that quiet I could hear me bloody granny breathing, and she's been dead for 5 bastard years. And next up we have Shane McMahon. In the moment he had a go at somebody else for being unstable, that had me all like, what? Oh hell no, huh? Hold up. This is a man who jumps off very high things, risking his own life when he doesn't have to. This is a man who believes he is the best professional wrestler in the world when he isn't. This is a man who at the start of the brand extension told us that SmackDown Live would be about the superstars and not about the management, but since then he's turned SmackDown Live into a bloody documentary about his sad and pathetic arse-chinned life. The point I'm trying to make is that Shane McMahon is very unstable. Byron Saxton makes a massive hoo-ha about last night's handicap match is different to the Royal Rumble handicap match because the WWE Championship isn't on the line. Corey Graves then has a go at Byron Saxton. We go to break, we come back from break, and then Corey Graves is the one making a big hoo-ha about last night's handicap match being different from the Royal Rumble handicap match because the WWE Championship isn't on the line. Good one, you numpty. And next up we have the moment that Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn try to do the right thing, try to save their bodies, get out of that handicap match and get the bloody hell home. Then we have Shane McMahon come out and say, no, you're not doing that. Restart the match. The only problem is, though, there was no match to restart because the referee only got to a 4 count. So if the old match hasn't ended, how can you start a new one? I'll tell you, it's the same way that you can profess that you're the best professional wrestler on planet Earth when you're not. Just mere delusion. Delusion everywhere. Now you're probably wondering what that delusion juice that Byron Saxton was harping on about is. Well, I am here to tell you it is strawberry woo-woo. Let me tell you that when I drink that stuff, I kick up my heels, paint the town red, let my hair down and feel all kinds of sassy and poshness all rolled in one. And that is it for all of your WTF moments from this week's SmackDown Live. I've been Ross from Cultaholic.com. You can follow me on the Twitter machine at Ross on Wrestling. Pledge to our Patreon page. Go and check out the tiered reward system on our Patreon page, patreon.com/Cultaholic. But most importantly of all, do make sure you join us and buy the hoodies.